If you feel stressed all the time, even when nothing is technically wrong, there's a reason for that. And it's probably not what you think. It's a heavy, invisible weight that you've just slowly gotten used to carrying. Welcome back to the channel if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, mentally drained, or like you're always carrying something in the very back of your mind. This video is for you. Because today, we're going to talk about the real reason you feel stressed all the time, and what's actually causing that constant, low-level pressure that never seems to fully go away. Part 1, it's not just your schedule. Most people think their stress comes entirely from being too busy, too many tasks, too many responsibilities, and simply not enough hours in the day to get it all done. But here's the truth. Stress isn't just about how much you have to do physically in the real world. It's about how much your mind is trying to hold. It's about what psychologists call your cognitive load. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack. Every unmade decision, every worry, and every mental note is another rock in that bag. Even if your calendar is completely empty on a Sunday afternoon, if that mental backpack is full, you will feel exhausted. It's the invisible labor of planning, remembering, and worrying that drains your energy faster than physical work ever could. Part 2, your mind is always on. One of the biggest and most insidious causes of stress is that your brain never fully shuts off. The background processing never actually stops running. You're always thinking about what you need to do, what you forgot to do, and what you should be doing instead. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains are hardwired to obsess over uncompleted tasks until they are finished. So even when you're resting physically, your mind isn't. You're sitting on the couch, but mentally, you're at the office. Your brain is essentially running on a treadmill that you don't know how to unplug. And that constant mental load creates chronic stress. Your nervous system literally thinks it is under attack all the time. It manifests as tight shoulders, shallow breathing, and that feeling that you're forgetting something terribly important. Part 3, the weight of everything. Another hidden reason you feel stressed so deeply is because everything in your life feels incredibly important, all at the exact same time. Work, money, relationships, future plans, personal goals, health, family obligations. When everything feels like it matters all at once, your brain doesn't know where to focus. It freezes. We call this priority paralysis. The old saying is true: when every single thing is a priority, absolutely nothing is. And that creates immense paralyzing pressure. You end up doom scrolling just to numb the overwhelming feeling of too much. Part 4, you never feel done. This is perhaps the biggest reason for modern anxiety. At the end of the day, do you ever feel completely done? Like you've actually finished? Or does it feel like there's always something left, another task, another message, another thing to think about? 50 years ago, work ended when you left the building. Today, your work and your worries live right in your pocket. The natural boundaries are completely gone, and that feeling of never being finished keeps your cortisol levels artificially high. You never experience the psychological relief of closure. The loop is left open, bleeding energy into your evening. This is why creating a strict shutdown routine at the end of your day is so vital for your mental health. You have to signal to your brain that the day is over, the shop is closed, the rest can wait until tomorrow. Part 5, the shift that reduces stress. Here's the mindset shift that can change everything for you. You don't need to do everything. Let me repeat that. You do not need to do everything. You just need to focus on what matters right now. Not everything at once, not everything perfectly. Just what matters right now. Ask yourself, what is the next right thing? Just take one step, not the whole staircase. And to do this, you have to give yourself permission to let some of the less important things fail. Not all balls you juggle are made of glass. Most are made of rubber. If you drop an email, it will bounce back. The antidote to this constant stress isn't perfection. The antidote is embracing good enough. Part 6, creating mental space. If you want to permanently feel less stressed, you need to create physical space in your mind. Your brain is a terrible office. It's meant for having ideas, not for storing them. You have to externalize your memory. That looks like writing things down instead of holding them in your head. Do a brain dump every single night. Get it all out. Let the paper hold the stress so your nervous system doesn't have to. It also means taking breaks without distractions. And let's be very clear, scrolling social media is not a break for your brain. That is just feeding your brain a different flavor of noise and cortisol. It's a fake break. A real break is analog. It's walking outside without your phone. It's staring out a window. It's simply allowing yourself to slow down. Because when your mind finally has empty space, your stress naturally starts to decrease. It finally has room to breathe. Part 7. Letting go of constant pressure. The absolute last piece of this puzzle is letting go of the toxic idea that you always need to be on, that your worth is tied to your output. You don't need to be productive every single moment. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to carry everything at once. In a culture obsessed with speed, choosing to rest is an act of beautiful rebellion. Sometimes you just need to pause, to let the muddy water settle so you can see clearly again. Rest is not a reward for doing enough. Rest is a fundamental human need. Treat it with the respect it deserves. If you've been feeling deeply stressed lately, I want you to hear this loud and clear. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. You aren't broken. You aren't weak. You are just overwhelmed by an environment that demands too much. It just means your mind has been carrying too much weight for way too long. It's time to set it down. You are allowed to put the invisible backpack down, even just for tonight. The world will keep spinning without you holding it up. Start small. Empty your mind onto paper tonight. Slow things down and give yourself the space to just breathe. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe so we can keep navigating this journey together. And leave a comment below. What's been stressing you out the most lately? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself today, and I'll see you in the next video.